Don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces, able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversable pathways and expanding opportunities. You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose to not pay a price. You get to choose which poison you're going to take. That's it. You must determine where you are going in your life, because you cannot get there unless you move in that direction. Random wandering will not move you forward. It will instead disappoint and frustrate you, and make you anxious, and unhappy, and hard to get along with, and then resentful, and then vengeful, and then worse. I don't tell people, you are okay the way that you are. That's not the right story. The right story is, you are way less than you could be. There's a personality trait known as agreeableness. Agreeable people are compassionate and polite. And agreeable people get paid less than disagreeable people for the same job. Women are more agreeable than men. The truth is something that burns. It burns off dead wood. And people don't like having the dead wood burned off, often because they're 95% dead wood. Part of the core information that I've been purveying is that identity politics is a sick game. You don't play racial, ethnic, and gender identity games. The left plays them on behalf of the oppressed, let's say, and the right tends to play them on behalf of nationalism and ethnic pride. I think they're equally dangerous. The better ambitions have to do with the development of character and ability, rather than status and power. Status you can lose. You carry character with you wherever you go, and it allows you to prevail against adversity. In West, we have been withdrawing from our tradition, religion, and even nation-centered cultures, partly to decrease danger of group conflict. But we are increasingly falling prey to desperation of meaninglessness, and that is no improvement at all. People organize their brains with conversation. If they don't have anyone to tell their story to, they lose their minds. Like hoarders, they cannot unclutter themselves. If you betray yourself, if you say untrue things, if you act out a lie, you weaken your character. Women deeply want men who are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in that they can exert tyrannical control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Men and women aren't the same. And they won't be the same. That doesn't mean that they can't be treated fairly. It's very hard to find your own words, and you don't actually exist until you have your own words. I'm interested in what motivates individuals to participate in atrocious acts to support their ideological identification. Some of these Ivy League kids want to have it both ways. They want to be baby members of the 1%, which they most certainly are, and yet still portray themselves as the oppressed. The poor and stressed always die first, and in greater numbers. They are also much more susceptible to non-infectious diseases, such as cancer, diabetes and heart disease. Experience is the best teacher, and the worst experiences teach the best lessons. Beauty shames the ugly. Strength shames the weak. Death shames the living, and the ideal shames us all. Kindness is the excuse that social justice warriors use when they want to exercise control over what other people think and say. Life without law remains chaotic, effectively intolerable. Life that is pure law becomes sterile, equally unbearable. The domination of chaos or sterility equally breeds murderous resentment and hatred. A certain amount of creativity and rebellion must be tolerated, or welcomed, depending on your point of view, to maintain the process of regeneration. Every rule was once a creative act, breaking other rules. As pessimistic as I am about the nature of human beings, and our capacity for atrocity, and malevolence, and betrayal, and laziness, and inertia, and all those things, I think we can transcend all that, and set things straight. Women select men. That makes them nature because nature is what selects. And you can say, well, it's only symbolic that women are natural. It's like, no, it's not just symbolic. The woman is the gatekeeper to reproductive success. And you can't get more like nature than that. It's the very definition of nature. You have to treat yourself like you matter, because if you don't, then you don't take care of yourself, and you become vengeful and cruel, and you take it out on people around you, and you are not a positive force. None of that is good. You suffer more, and so does everyone else around you. To suffer terribly, and to know yourself as the cause, that is hell. You may say, well, dragons don't exist. It's like, yes they do. The category predator and the category dragon are the same categories. It exists. It's a superordinate category. It exists more than anything else. It exists. The people who hold that our culture is oppressive patriarchy don't want to admit that the current hierarchy might be predicated on competence. You might be winning, but you're not growing, and growing might be the most important form of winning. If you are not willing to be a fool, you can't become a master.